Matt here for M3 Mind Move Manifest, and I want to share something with you that it just really kind of sat on my head yesterday as I was talking about it. These concepts, universal truth, they continue to grow and they continue to grow. But in Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, he said, remember, no more energy is required to aim high in life than is to accept misery and poverty. You know, something along those lines he said. And that thing just kind of ran through my head that it's like, how can that be? You know, how if we just lay around all day, or, you know, I mean, you're expending more energy if you're doing something, right? Actually, when you look deeper into it, the answer is no. And I'm gonna show this with you. If you see, and I'm gonna share this with you in kind of a practical way. If you see a homeless person, as our temperatures are increasing here in the Central Valley, you see a homeless person and we think, oh, you know, they don't want to work, you know. That's not the truth. I mean, they don't want to plug into something. They're emotionally involved with something that's causing them to go the way that they go. But when you see a homeless person pushing a shopping cart just full of stuff, maybe 2 shopping carts, and they're sleeping next to the railroad tracks on hard dirt, rocks, or whatever. They don't have a mattress, and it's hot. You know, they can't sleep. They're not sleeping well. They're going through their day lethargic and out of energy. You got to ask yourself, is that not work and a lot of work? So is it really true for us to say, you know, they don't want to work? No, it's not. So we go all the way back to the quote from Hill. He said, remember, it requires no more energy to aim high in life than it does to accept misery and poverty. And then it starts to sink in a little bit further. And the more we get into this stuff in M3, we understand that we're not getting energy in life. We're not talking about the food stuff that you're eating. We're talking about you release energy, and you release energy based on your emotion. We're emotional beings. And now we can flip that over to the other side and go, well, what's our highest emotion? Well, we're taught that love is our highest emotion. Love, joy, and peace, we call those higher energy. But think back to a time, if you ever remember a first love. And if that's not familiar for you, you can think of the love that you have for somebody close to you. It might be your children, your family, parents, something like that. And you ask yourself the question, what have you done for love? If somebody that you loved needed you desperately, and you had been awake for 24 hours or even 48 hours, and you had to be awake for another 24 hours and give everything that you had for that person, you would do it because of love. You love that person, and you're emotionally involved with that person being okay, being well. That's an emotional involvement of a future state that you want. Think about, again, like I said, first love. You know, if you've ever fallen in love for the first time, or you watch, kids falling in love for the first time, they always take the phone call or the text nowadays, or whatever, and they always make the meeting. They do whatever they can to be in the presence of the love that they want. They skip meals, they don't have sleep, and they don't complain about it at all. So you see now the power. It requires no more energy. We release energy. At the end of the day, we're going to feel fatigue at some level, but it's going to be based on an emotional involvement. If you're doing something that you don't want to do, if it's your job or whatever situation that you're in, if it's your physical health and you don't want it, and you're living that way every day, you're living in a state of lower energy. You're not releasing the energy that's you're capable of. You're being involved and dragging your way through something that you don't want to do. Think about a job 8 hours a day doing something that you just absolutely cannot stand, and maybe you don't do any physical work in that job. At the end of the day, if you're doing that and you cannot stand it, you know that you are absolutely exhausted. That's the key in that statement of Napoleon Hill's. Don't do it anymore. Now, I'm not saying quit your job and just stop everything all at once. I mean, that's up to you if that calls to you. But I'm telling you to start tapping into these universal principles and understand these things. Start to study and use your mind and open yourself up and understand that you can get involved in a higher energy and in the emotions of love, joy, and peace and things that you want, and you will see your energy change in an instant. You will see yourself start to pick up. You will get involved with an emotion, a vision of what it is that you want, and seeing yourself having that, and that will move you forward. And that is your key. From your smallest thing that you're doing through the day, are you emotionally involved in that you don't want to do it? Or are you getting emotionally involved in the outcome of what you want coming from it? And the big thing to take away from all of this stuff, and this is why it's so important, and we go over this in M3, is picking your big goal in life. We don't do the things that, we should, that the world is telling us, because each and every one of us is unique, and we're finding that thing inside of us. What is it that's calling to you that you're in love with being that? And you see what I said there? I said you're in love with being that. You're in love with that vision of having that thing. That's why things in the world too, it might be a house that you're shooting for. You're in love with the idea of spending time with those that you love there. Might be a car, might be a job, it might be something like that, but it's the experience that you get from that that matters so, so much. The word I'm saying is you're loving it. You feel joy, you feel peace when you see yourself having that, and now you're tapping into that energy so that you can go and your physical body wants to move into action there. So always find the higher energy in the smallest thing that you're doing to move forward and in the biggest thing that you're wanting to achieve in life, so that you can tap into the energy so that you can continue to move forward and you can get what you want. That's what we're all about here at M3, is finding the ways to get what you want. And we all want very similar things. We want more joy. We want more love. We want more peace. And there's no reason why we shouldn't seek it. I hope this information serves you and it serves you well, and you go out there today and you flip your energy in whatever it is that you're doing, and you get involved in it in a way that you say, I want to pick my goal and my big goal, and you set that big goal and you come into M3. Mind, Move, Manifest, we have a mastermind session. It's Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. and come in there and we will walk through the process of you attaining that goal, reprogramming yourself so every day you see yourself being in that high energy, and you go out there in the world and you see those things showing up in your life for you over and over and over again. Remember to like this stuff. If you want to see more of it, turn the notifications on and subscribe so that you never miss an opportunity to take this information in and make the life that you want.